football. It's personal between me and you, and I'm going to do you some serious harm, you big stiff idiot.
The Untouchable True School Sports Empire proudly presents something the boxing games are missing. Hey, what's going on? It's your boy BT, and I came here to talk some boxing with the thousands of True School Sports subscribers. Now, this is the official Anthony Joshua versus Jermaine Franklin post-fight review, and the result of the fight is a Anthony Joshua wide unanimous decision. Now, it was a hell of a performance. We saw Anthony Joshua that looked different. He didn't reinvent the wheel. We still saw some of the things that made the old Anthony Joshua, as far as being dangerous, power punching, things like that. But, it was a lot more thoughtful, a lot more measured, and a lot more calculated under the, first fight with Derrick James. So with that being said, I'm going to swing it over to Pops. Pops, what did you think about the Anthony Joshua, Jermaine Franklin fight and just how it all played out?
Well, first of all, respect to Franklin. He came in there. He tried to do what he could do to try to win the fight. As the rounds went on, he just didn't have his plan folded. Didn't work out. So, but I respect him for coming out here to the UK and trying to get an opportunity. Now, to switch it around to Joshua, to me, I love... In the beginning, I was very judgmental. My son tells me, have patience. The Bible says have patience. So he tells me, Pops, slow the fuck down. You're only 20 seconds into the fight and you want to judge. I like what I see from the new Joshua. He's out there establishing that jab. Like I didn't say he didn't have before, but he's not going for the knockout in the power punches. Establish the jab, throwing uppercuts, moving around the angles. He's doing different things that I've never seen from him. And sure, you could say, oh yeah, he didn't really fight a top-level fighter, but he's changing his game and his gameplay that will eventually make him a better fighter as he goes up the level again.
Absolutely. And as far as Jermaine Franklin, I mean, look, I don't think he lost this fight for a lack of trying. I think he was trying. I just think he's a fighter that I'm going to say somewhere in the middle rounds, he ran out of ideas. He had a hard time getting past that lead probe of Anthony Joshua. And on top of that, I just think he couldn't get the punching output that he wanted to make Joshua fight the way he needed to fight in order for him to have a chance to win the fight. Side note, to talk about Derrick James, one thing I liked about Derrick James, what he was doing in between rounds, is whenever he saw Anthony Joshua breathing incorrectly, he would correct him and make Anthony Joshua breathe the way he wanted it to breathe. So and it seemed that Anthony Joshua was able to conserve his energy throughout the rounds.
Yeah, and I think what I've seen from Joshua today, I'm not going to say he's going to climb to the top or whatever, because he's done enough to everybody can just respect him in all of boxing. But I think it's just like peanut butter and jelly. You can't have a peanut butter sandwich just to jelly. You got to have the peanut butter. And I think that with James, and if you keep listening to him, and I think just the atmosphere of the other champions, because I get my impression that Joshua just always trained by himself.
No, I don't even think he trained. No, that's not true.
No,
he didn't. No, but the thing is, I think, because I heard Eddie Hearn talk about this. When Anthony Joshua trains in most gyms anywhere, because let's face it, he's a big deal. He's been heavyweight champion. I mean, that's pretty multiple times. That's a pretty big deal. He sold out soccer stadiums multiple times over. So there's not a lot of guys that when they're in the gym with Anthony Joshua, they're gonna overshadow him. But when he trains at Derrick James' gym, right? He's just one of the guys.
He's a normal guy.
Errol Spence is, they got Errol Spence, they got Charlie. They got one guy who's a welterweight champion. They got one guy who's undisputed 154-pound champion, and he's not in his home country anymore.
He has
so
no pressure.
He can just be one of the guys. When he's in the UK or most gyms in the world, he's superstar heavyweight or former heavyweight champion Anthony Joshua, and I think that actually helps him from a mental standpoint. And then. One thing I liked in this fight is was the fact that he didn't really load up on any big punches early. I think it was like round 9 going into round 10. Derrick James literally was telling Anthony Joshua to sit down on his left hook. And he was not just telling him, because a lot of times you'll hear trainers say, oh, well, throw this punch, throw that punch, but they won't tell you how to get the result they want. See, Derrick James would tell him what he needs to do to get in position to land a certain punch. Now, he didn't get the knockout because Franklin is very defensively sound. When Joshua was able to get off, he might land the first shot, but he couldn't land the second, because Franklin was just so defensively sound. And then there were times where sometimes where Franklin would just tie him up. He did the Caleb Plant. Sometimes it felt like I was watching Caleb Plant versus Benavidez again. Yeah. So, Franklin was crafty. He was durable. and you can't fault Joshua for stopping Franklin because Dillian White, right, who's not as good as Joshua, but Dillian White has one of the hardest left hooks in the whole division. He didn't stop Jermaine Franklin either.
Yeah.
So he's proving himself and has proven himself to be a durable heavyweight. So it's unfortunately lost. This is his big chance. This is his big crack at doing something, and he couldn't quite grab it. But I'm sure because of his durability and his craftiness, he will get the call for other big name heavyweight fights.
Yeah, and I think that to me the biggest thing in this equation to get the right answer, and I'll say it again, he's been successful. He's very humble. I don't think he gets enough credit like he should be getting credit. Derrick James, I remember when you interviewed him back in the WBC convention, or what was it when you met him?
I met him
before then.
I don't remember.
Very humble guy, and I like what he does. He doesn't boast or take everything from the fighter for himself. Like he said, I'm going to get the best of the fighter that I can, and I'm going to let him decide what he wants to do in the ring. I'm just going to give him the instructions for him to do it. And it's very hard when you have a successful fighter like Anthony Joshua, because everything, he doesn't have to do nothing no more. And he doesn't have to listen to a trainer like
Derrick James or anybody, really.
But he humbled himself, he listened to him, and I think it's made him a better fighter so far. He looked
like that guy tonight. I'm not gonna overreact, but he looks more of a now when you mention certain matchups now because of not of how he looked and the things he was doing, and with Derrick James in his corner, now I have to make certain fights closer than I had him before. So Pops, what end the video on this note? I'll ask you this: excluding Fury and Usyk, you can't name Fury and Usyk.
Okay.
Just give me 2 heavyweights you would like to see Joshua fight and tell me why. Excluding Fury and Usyk.
Wilder fight with Joshua been brewing for many how many years now?
Long time.
It never happened. I think if not for the American public, but for the UK, that'd be a great fight for him to have. I would love to see him go ahead and fight Deontay Wilder. They're both gonna make big money and everything, and it'd be a great fight for both of them. And what's another heavyweight that I would like to see him fight? Joshua, to me, can do whatever the fuck he wants. He's got the right. He's got the right.
So Wilder, all right, Wilder.
Wilder, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, just get to the point.
Hrgovic and Joyce. I'll see if I feel Hrgovic and Joyce. And Joe
You do?
Joyce. Yeah. Joe Joyce has a fight next week against Zhang, which, look, he's favored to win, but that's not exactly like that's not Jermaine Franklin. That's a dangerous fight.
You know what? I would think, now that you brought that up, I'll be honest with you, before he even fights, before Joyce or even Wilder, I would love to see Joshua fight Hrgovic and then win and fight whoever.
That's what because to me, he's established the level that if you're like Jermaine Franklin or Dillian White level, you're not beating him. But I think Hrgovic would be the next level up from that.
That'd be a great.
Because the thing is, one reason why he had success, because there were times where Franklin would actually be in the right position and he would throw the overhand right, but sometimes maybe Joshua just was a half step it's too smart for him, or sometimes the fact that he was tall, he could just get his glove up there at the last second.
Yeah.
But see, with Hrgovic, it's not a shorter guy.
No.
It's a guy that's actually eye level with him.
Yeah,
who's got the size. He's got Olympic amateur pedigree himself.
I think
it's a fight where I think both fighters have something to gain. I think Hrgovic has something to gain as far as a big win against a guy like Anthony Joshua, because he has a lot to prove since the Zhang fight. And Joshua, I think to me that would be the ideal fight, to fight a guy who's around the same size as the guys that you have ambitions to beat one day, like the Wilders and the Joyces.
How about Wallin? Does Wallin play in the equation?
Otto Wallin, they're not gonna fight Otto Wallin. I mean, Otto Wallin's a very good heavyweight, a good heavyweight, underrated heavyweight, but no.
Yeah, that's what I like to see. Before I even see Wilder or mention anybody else, I would love to see Joshua fight
Hrgovic. That's the ideal fight, but I know people.
That's not even a bias. I'm just saying, that's what I think.
Yeah, because he's definitely. I mean, y'all could say I'm wrong, but I personally think Hrgovic is better than Franklin. And I've been thought that. I made a video basically saying he took the easier fight because you gotta remember, before he even signed for the Franklin fight, the two options were Franklin and Hrgovic. He picked Franklin. So if you beat Franklin,
now I tell you,
now you should fight Hrgovic.
On to the next.
All right. Yeah. So I'm gonna leave it at that. But either way, you cut it up, slice it, and dice it. Hell of a performance from Anthony Joshua.
Respect to Franklin.
He's out here boxing. Shout out to Jermaine Franklin. Things got touchy there at the end. Anthony Joshua patted him on his head, and then they about to fight, and it was about to be another Riddick Bowe Golota situation. And then Franklin's assistant coach Lorenzo Reynolds, who was a former fighter, he wanted us to smoke with Joshua.
Yeah,
I mean, it was crazy.
And I'll be honest with you, this fight right here to me, because Joshua hasn't fought in a while. Also, it's a big confidence builder for him. You know what I mean? To be able to lose 2 fights in a row to a cruiserweight or heavyweight like Usyk, and come back and win this, it actually builds his confidence.
Yep.
And having a trainer like Derrick James really helps him a lot.
So guys, on that note, y'all give us your feedback on what you thought about Joshua versus
Who you want next to
Jermaine
him,
Franklin,
right?
and let us know if y'all don't want Hargrave. If y'all want to say like Hargrave is a hype job he got exposed.
Yeah, get somebody
by
else,
James
whatever,
We don't want to see that because we know what's gonna happen.
Yeah.
Let me know, who do you think apart from the big names? We like forget. I mean, even Wilder, forget Wilder, forget Usyk and
Wallen or whatever,
and
yeah.
Fury.
Yeah.
Excluding them 3 names. Drop them down below. Who should Joshua fight next? Let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. Make sure you guys take the time to subscribe. And like I say in every single one of these videos, you can love me or you can hate me, but I'm just a kid from Daniel. So until next time, take it, guys. Thank you for watching another video on the untouchable True School Sports Empire. For more great boxing content just like this video, click right here and make sure you subscribe. Much love from sunny South Florida.